Alright, this one's going to be on using aMule in your terminal. Yes, you can actually use aMule, and I'll show you how to set it up here. So if you use this locally, I'll just recommend you open up the desktop client, which is just called aMule, which I made a video like 2 years ago on this one, so if you haven't watched that. But if you want to use it in the terminal, the easiest way to, make a new config would be using like the desktop client here. And you go to preferences here, and all you gotta do is go into remote control and make sure it says accept, check this box where it says accept external connections, and the ports and stuff like that, leave that alone, right? That's the default port. And as far as the password, use any password you want, just make sure you remember it. For this example, I'm gonna do 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, and that would be our password, right? Okay, and that's it. And as far as this thing no more, we don't actually have to use it anymore, right? So that will create a config for us with the right password and all that. And also you do need to run this command here. So after you've done that, you want to run this amulecmd command, and this one will just tell it to use what was that, our host, right? Our was that port, and then our password, right? So in this case, our password is just 0 through 9, right? So we'll run this here, and what this will do is that we'll actually generate or fill out all the important information for our config in our remote.conf here in your aMule home folder, right? So that's what it does. And now all you gotta do is run what is that, the daemon. So if you ever use like transmission daemon or like the music player daemon, any type of daemon, right? Daemon just runs in the background, and you have like different interfaces to it, like a web interface, a GUI interface, what was that? Yeah, a command line interface for this example, right? So what you want to do is run the full daemon here. Now, as far as this daemon, sometimes it actually doesn't like fork to the background, even though it says it's forked, but sometimes it fails. So you probably want to run it a few times, and then when you see it says raise current running instance, that's how you know it's running in the background, right? Otherwise, sometimes it does fail, right? But after that, after you run in the daemon, you can actually use aMule CMD. Since we already have our configs, this one will just run what was that, they call it the text client. So if you ever use any type of IRC program, that's what it's basically kind of like, like an IRC program. You just type in help, and you have all these commands you can do. So if you want to see your status, now since we connected, since we have our configs, usually it's already automatically connected. But if you didn't, you have to actually use the connect command, right? But like I said, our configs usually has like automatic connect. So you can actually type in the status, and you'll see that we're connected to our eDonkey network, right? We have our CAD network connected, right? And so that's how you would see your status if you are wondering if you're connected or not. Or let's say if you have a like low ID or a high ID or whatever it is, or let's say if you're firewall, then you'll see it in here. So that's how you do that. Now, as far as like searching and downloading stuff, that real easy. All you gotta do is type in help, search, right? And where do you want, or which search you want to do? If you want to do like the eDonkey network, it would be global and local. Now the global one is to connect to all the servers to get the results, right? Local, I think it's just this one is just the one that you're currently connected to, right? And the CAD is just for what is it? Like if both those servers are down or whatever it is, or like any other servers are down, you can actually use CAD, and it was just use off of nodes. So you don't actually have to connect to any servers. You just use CAD, and you can search from that way too. So it's kind of like decentralized, right? The other ones are centralized. This one's decentralized. But anyways, let's do it here. We'll search global, all servers, and we'll search for Ubuntu ISO or something like that, right? And it'll tell us, you know, searching in progress. Now you actually have to type in results, right? And then you can actually see your results here. And that's how it is. Look at this. And if you want to download something, the left side here, these are your numbers, and these are the numbers that correspond to, you know, whatever it is that you want to download. So it'll tell you like how many sources it has. In this case, it's 28 here. You know, the size of it and stuff like that. So if I want to download, let's say 0 here, I'll just do download 0, right? You want to download something else? We don't want to download those torrents ones, but let's say we download this one. What was that one? This one here. So 116. So we say download 116, right? And now, if I want to see that thing, I can do, what was it, help show, and you see I can show like my uploads, my downloads, server list, stuff like that. So let's say in this case we don't need show DL, right? So this one, look at that, it's showing us that those are the two that we're downloading, right? And if you ever want to pause, cancel, resume and stuff like that, you can do just that, right? We can do cancel, we can do pause, and we also do resume. And so let me show you how to pause and all that stuff, right? Show DL. So we do, what was that? Let's say pause this. We're gonna pause, and you actually have to type in the ID. So it's kind of annoying, but this is how you have to do it here. All right, we'll grab that, copy that, and then we're gonna paste it. It'll pause, right? So now it should be saying pause when we're doing this. So now it says pause, right, instead of download. So this one's still downloading. So if I want to pause, I want to, I just do pause. Actually, you can actually tab complete in here if you want to do that, right? Although you cannot tab complete. What am I doing? You cannot tab complete the ID, which is kind of annoying. I wish they can do that, but in this program you can't do that. You have to actually manually copy this. But I'm using tmux, so I just copy it with my tmux, and that's it, right? No mouse involved, just using pure hotkeys here. Anyways, that's how you do that. Now both of them are paused, and that's it. That's pretty much how you use the program if you want to download, you know, from the terminal using aMule here. Now that's manually. I really don't use it that way. I'll show you how I use it here. I have my own scripts here. So I call these scripts aMule CLI, and it's just like way faster as opposed to doing this way. Like if I have to like do this every time just to see the progress of it, it's annoying, you know. But these are the scripts I have, and I'll show you it in action now, right? So let's bust out my tmux here. I have a workspace called aMule, and we're gonna actually use the watch command instead of the vidi. And so here it is. This is how it is, right? This one is like more like a text user interface than the text client they have. So I'm gonna show you an example here. Let's make this a little bigger. But here it is. See, so this one is where I will do the searching, and this will show me the results. This is the list of the stuff that we're gonna be downloading, or you know, see whatever is download or upload. These are the servers that I know that I know is working and I'm connected to and all that, right? And this is where my files will be at. So I have my temp files, and I have my, you know, incoming files, or aka my completed files, and that's where that will be using the ranger command. But you can use whatever you know, file manager you want. So same thing here, the bottom, this is where I will do my searching. So if I search for, let's say we search local this time, local, Ubuntu. Actually, let's do a Linux Mint or something like that, just to be different. And in here, this one I'm just running a what was that? I'm piping the results into the less command. So this is a pager, right? So if I close this one, it's an infinite loop. So whenever I close this, it will just run the command again. And you see now it has like Linux Mint results. And so if I want to download stuff in here, oh, by the way, if you want to download stuff, you still have to type in results. Otherwise, it doesn't work. So let's say, for example, if I want to download like 4 here, it'll tell me like, invalid argument, because it actually doesn't recognize what the hell 4 means. So that's why you have to actually run the results command after you do a search. And then it will register like all those numbers, what it means and correspond to. So now I can do download like 4 now, and now it'll tell me, okay, that's what you want to download, that PDF. Yeah, okay, that's what we're downloading. And so now you see that PDF, it shows up here, right? So this is our PDF that's downloading. Anything else I want to say about that? That's pretty much how I would download stuff. So you can do this for, let's say, search. Let's say we search for CAD, right? And what do you want to search for? Yeah, search for Ubuntu, right? So now if I do quit out of this, it should give me some results. There you go. CAD takes a little bit longer because it's using from nodes and not a centralized server. So that's why it takes a little bit while. But see, this is the results of that. And if I want to download some stuff, like I said, you still have to type in results. And I'll show you all the results. And then we do Control L to clear that. And then we do a download. We'll do a tab here to auto complete it. We do a 23. Download the Ubuntu manual, right? And the Ubuntu manual will show up here. So that's it for how I would use it, in my terminal using tmux here. And my, all these are set up by my tmux workspace, right? So if I want to kill this here, kill this session, boom, we'll kill that. So we don't have to have that aMule local now. We just have my server here. So same thing, my server here. This is my server, and this one, you see, this is my server because I don't know what it is, but in my server I have like this running container, and it's in a podman container. But I always get low ID, and I always get firewalled on this CAD thing, which is kind of annoying. But that's my server set up here. And if I want to run my local one, so here, local, we'll do the watch command again. You see that this one I always have high ID. Right, look at that, high ID, CAD, there's no firewall on CAD, right? Now the reason why you want high ID and no firewall is that you get a better download speed, you get more results, so on and so forth. Everything's just faster, right? So yeah, that's the only thing I hate about like the server container. It's just it's stupid. It doesn't always work. I try opening ports, firewall, and all that crap. It never works. So the best results is run it locally on your current machine, and you have high ID and not firewalled. But anyways, your mileage may vary. So that's how I use this here. So as far as the server, same thing, just that the server requires a your IP. Let me see which one we did. Yeah, so in this fake config here, right, the amulecmd, you type in like your IP address that you want to connect to. If you only have one instance of this, like if you only have it on your server, then you just type that in here. But if you want to have like 2 configs, I have it 2 configs because sometimes I use it on my local machine, sometimes I use it on my server. So I just put it on a new config here, just call amulecmd-server.conf, and then here the only difference is I just put the server IP address on my router, and that's how I connected to it. And as far as the scripts, it still works normally. So let's say, for example, this one up top here, the only thing that's different is that it has this -- config here, right? So this one is basically just running a watch command, and it's watching every 5 seconds here or whatever, and it's running this aMule CLI -list command, or this script here, and it does a config, and it points it to that config that we created, right? So this config here that we created, and that's all it does. It just tells it, hey, this is the password, this is the port, this is the IP address, and that's what it's connecting to. So whenever you're running this here, same thing with all these other ones, it's just pointing to a different config, right? Even this one here, right? What am I doing? That's not the one. So even this one here, it's just running was a aMule CLI -text mode, and then it points to the config. So this is one's from my server. If I'm doing this locally, I don't have to do any of that stuff, right? If I'm doing this locally, I just do was a aMule CLI text mode, right? So which one are you having here? So this is the one I'm using here. I'm always hitting the wrong hotkey. What the hell? So this one is aMule CLI text mode, right? And that's knowing how I use it. Now this one is just to run the commands in here, you know, right? Just to run commands in here for downloading and stuff like that. But yeah, that's how I set it up. If you want the scripts, I'll link you in the description and you set it up. As far as if you're using tmux, you can actually just set it up, you know, in a tmux layout. So I have my tmux layout here, and I have one for different things. So this one's a local, and if I want to use it with VIDI, I can use it with VIDI. Which, let me give you an example of that, right? Let's kill off this let's kill off this session here. So this one's using the watch command, but let's do it with VIDI just for our example here. Local, we'll do VIDI. And do I have VIDI installed? I don't think it. Maybe I don't. There you go. This is using VIDI, and VIDI is. Well, I heard the developer, he's gonna change VIDI to like a Rust program. Plus, there, you know, I really don't like the way VIDI is at the current state, because it has like a memory leak. Like if you leave it on for a long time. It has like a memory hog kind of issue. It will take up all your RAM. So that's why I don't really use the VIDI at the moment. But I think maybe in the next version they're going to do, because he's rewriting in like Rust instead of Go. Right now it's a Go program, but it'll be in a Rust program in the future. But anyways, that's how I'll use the VIDI. If I don't want to use the watch command, I'll just use it in here, right? And the good thing about VIDI is this is awesome. Look at it. Let me search for something else here. Search global, and we'll search for Linux Mint. All right, you see, automatically does that for us. We don't actually like close it and do a loop or anything. That this one will just automatically do it, and that's why I like using it with VIDI. But the thing is, it has like a memory hog kind of issues. That's why I don't really use it. But I really like that. You know, if I want to search for, let's say Fedora Linux, it will just automatically show me the results up there once it's, you know, fetched it. So that's like the benefits of using VIDI over like the watch command, or like let's just piping out to the less command. VIDI will do all that stuff for us. Really convenient. However, I don't use it until they fix all the memory hog issues, which I think they will, because they're switching to like a different programming language in the future, which I'll do an update video on that if that comes out. Right, but anyways, you can see that we have our results here, right? This is, look at that, it shows whatever is pause, whatever is upload, right? And the reason I like this is that I can use my scripts here. So, you know, I do aMule CLI and I do FCF, and I'll say resume. We'll do a resume, those two. All right, look at that, we'll resume. All right, and now all three of those are downloading. All right, if I want to, let's say pause, we'll pause, let's say this one and maybe this one, pause two of them. All right, if I want to cancel, it's just much quicker to do it in here than to do those other stupid ones. All right, I say cancel, cancel, and we'll just be left with you know, one of them here, right? And there you go. That's how I would do it, just using FCF and a couple of scripts I have. Anyways, if you want to set this up, I'll give you I'll post you my GitHub in the description if you want to get the scripts. But the scripts is, where's my scripts? So these are the scripts, really not that hard. Most of them are like really basic, right? So it will actually point it to the amulecmd.com, right? Or if you want to use like a different config, you can always use the -c or --config and point it to a different config file. And I already showed you that in the past. So, but yeah, most of these are just like basic stuff like rep, sed, awk, you know, and the ones that use FCF in here, you can do that. You can do change servers too. Let's say, for example, if you have any change servers. So yeah, let's say for example here on the servers that we're connected to, if I want to change servers, I can do aMule CLI change servers, and we can see a list of servers, right? So these are the list of servers that we can connect to. If you want to change like your main servers, you can do that. So see, so now it says connecting to a different server. So that's the server that we connected to now, right? So you can do this, you know, with any other server that you want, right? Change server. There you go. Look at that, share double two. So that's how I use it. It's just more text user interface. I wish there was like a real text user interface on this instead of using my you know, makeshift scripts here, right? A real text user interface would be better. Anyways, long video, but I was supposed to do this video like 2 years ago, and now, you know, it's okay too. Hopefully there's more programs like this. You know, I wish there was one for like SoulSeek. I wish there was one for like RetroShare, FOPNU. Like I just wish there was like a text user interface to those programs, because I use all of them. I use like FTP. I use XDCC. I use DC++, Napster in the terminal. Anyways, watch my old videos on that. There's a playlist for like P2P stuff. That'll be it for this one.